You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
All right, I'm gonna fair warn y'all right now. Nobody's fucking sick. Nobody and nothing. Oh yeah, let me fucking turn that off. Nobody and nothing is safe. Not Treyarch, not COD, not DICE, not EA, not Tarkov, not Destiny. Nobody within the House of Representatives. Nobody in Congress, not the President of the United States, not other fucking countries, not fucking streamers, no fucking platform. Nobody is fucking safe. From what I have to fucking say. Not even my bullshit stalker, if he decides to ever show his bullshit little piece of shit face ever around. And yes, I'm fucking fiery today. That's why it's called Unhinged. We're gonna kind of take this little roller coaster up until we get to the goddamn peak, where I have a lot of shit to say. Buckle up. It's about to be bumpy. Okay, we start off with this within the gaming scene. We touch on COD, Battlefield, Tarkov, then the Destiny situation. Battlefield, for the love of fuck all, please learn from your past mistakes. Stop with this notion of a copy pasta bullshit that's going on. It's not working for you. It's not. And it's shown time and time and time again. You take the same thing, you copy it, you paste it on, thinking it's going to work. You wonder why your player base has been fucking hurting. It's no secret why it's been hurting. They are tired of the same bullshit. They are. It's why I don't fucking play multiplayer or your battle royale modes on your Modern Warzone or Modern Warfare or whatever. I don't. Because it's the same repetitive bullshit over and over and over. And there's no incentive. There's not. Your weapon progression system is bullshit. Your fucking attachment system, which you gotta progress, is bullshit. I'm sorry. No. No. It's why I refuse to fucking play. I will play this for the campaign and see how the multiplayer is, but I can tell you, zombies is a fucking no-go for me. I get no enjoyment out of it whatsoever. I no enjoyment out of zombies. Now, survival, whatever it was back on, what was it, Modern Warfare 1 or 2, whatever, where you had waves of people who were actually shooting back at you, who were actively deploying juggernauts to deal with you, helicopters and shit like that. I enjoyed that. But your whole selling point has always been zombies. You don't have any customization on maps. The only thing you got customizations on are private matches and your own little whatever bullshit. Now, I've taken a look at the price of this. This is incorrect. It's not 80, it's 70. I'm not pleased with the $70 price tag, but I'll still be buying it whenever it's released and everything else. My question is to the publishers and developers. Why are we still paying 60, 70, 80, 90 fucking dollars at some points for a digital fucking game? Like if it was required for a hard copy and PCs actually had CD drives where you would, take a little fucking disc, put it in, shove the fucking thing back in the PC. It reads and writes. You have a physical copy for your distributor and you split the cost. I understand that, but $60 for a digital fucking copy. $70. Digital fucking copy. And if you buy deluxe or anything else, it's all skins. There's no weapons or anything to make you better, faster, stronger, or more lethal in the game. Oh, but that would be an unfair advantage. Who the fuck cares? Bungie does the same shit and don't think you off the hook either. Tarkov does the same shit and don't think you're off the hook either. Like, I'm sorry, but no. Fuck y'all for that goddamn price tag. Especially in this realm of inflation where everything started to come back down to pre-COVID levels. Y'all need to start thinking about those who are working to try to make ends meet. I wish I could go back and work. I do, but my body's so fucked up, I can't. But I will never understand the price tags that they charge for a digital copy. Like, this is tangible. This is a hard piece of equipment right here. Yeah, it's a fucking collector's item from, the Destiny store. So is all this shit behind me. The two pair of dumbbells I have right over here for whenever I work out. Those are actual things I can hold. Those are physical items. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a digital fucking copy. Why are we paying full fucking price? It makes no sense. And if any developer, publisher, or distributor can answer the questions, please post in the fucking comments below. Because it's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. I will never understand that shit, dude. Never. Oh, fucking hell, dude. Black fucking Battlefield. We're gonna go into here in a second. Tarkov. Battlestate Games. Creators of Escape from Tarkov. Your game is nowhere near 1.0 already. It's not. For y'all to say, oh, September, we plan to launch in 1.0. Dog. I lurk in a lot of people's channels, to include Lupo, and whenever I am actually able to comment and type either on his Twitch or YouTube channel, I'll converse with the chat and community and everything else. Y'all still have a rampant issue with cheaters, which is why you have more people playing PvE than PvP. You don't have the events spread evenly for those on PvE who don't want to deal with the cheaters and the hackers and stuff on PvP. And the servers crashing. I know that's out of their scope on that one, but it goes to show that they have an instability on servers, and it just doesn't get addressed the way it needs to. That's my thoughts on Tarkov. Now, before we dive into the whole Destiny thing, I want you to pay attention to this. Battlefield 6 hit markers, or Battlefield 6 has hit markers and damage counters that come out of enemies when you hit them. This is Courage. He's known for playing a lot of Call of Duty. I'm gonna turn this down so it doesn't blow your ears up. Pay attention to the to the enemy he engages.
Somebody clip that, by the way. Somebody clip the damage numbers coming out of his gun. Come on.
20,
come on.
40, 60, 80.
Lace him.
20, 40, 60, 80, 107.
The TTK looks good, though.
The fact COD hasn't done this, Destiny kind of does. Destiny 2 does this. But the fact that COD doesn't do that is a travesty. Speaking of Destiny 2, very recently we had the Desert Perpetual raid race, and less than 600 teams in total cleared it. But 70% of it were cheaters, which goes to show how bullshit their anti-cheat system really is. Now, if you were to compare that to, oh, I don't know, the actual teams that cleared it within the 24-hour, or not 24, 48-hour period, you have 195. This get contest? No, it's normal. I think this was contest. More fresh. But they're like, oh, Murray, how can you tell? How do you know? Well, people who have fucking less than 10-minute runs in total on the raid, and it's a fresh raid, it kind of shows. And this had been made known to people who are doing a lot of research. But right here, this team right here, 195th. It's just insane. As a bunch of needs to deal with any more Destiny 2 drama, player investigations have now revealed that among the limited number of contest clears for the insanely difficult Desert Perpetual raid last week, as many as 70% of the top 100 list appear to have cheated. It seems too early to list dozens of specific teams here, as I've already seen at least a couple false positives, but the proverbial ones, many are very obvious. These cheater clears are marked by certain publicly available data, namely via at Aquativity. Obvious signs: sub 10-minute clears, dweller rents for limiting, many of the same people in many raids, unlimited heavy kills, fresh accounts fewer than 5 total clears on their account. They 100% went through, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, this is insane, dude. Absolutely nuts. One person carrying with a lot of kills while the rest of the team barely has any. Incredibly fast clear times 10, 20 minutes for the insanely hard sections that took legitimate teams hours. And this was on contest. Fucking contest. Where I know hardcore raiders that do low mans, which are 3 and sometimes duo runs, that spent 18 to 20 hours on a single fucking boss. Certainly weapons like Lawrence Driver or Duality help with the rate limiting. Some specific armor, blue rockets, are among few telltale signs. And what they're talking about is blue weapons. Blue weapons are not that good. Endless heavy kills, new accounts that barely have any raid clears. And you can see right here, 215, 2, 1, 1, 1, 0. You mean to tell me that this right here was contest? No. This is a mess. We have not seen anything like this at this level with a contest raid clear ever. The only piece of good news is that it does not seem to involve well-known high-profile teams, including World's First Team Nuts. Their live stream clear being obviously legitimate. All of this blew up yesterday, or the other day within out of past the raid of the entire Destiny community, which outside this is already struggling to accept the Edge of Fate expansion on its own merit, and even I am struggling to accept it. Bungie has said nothing as of yet, and this was written on or published July 25th. Which outside this is already struggling. Oh no, yeah. Where'd I go? Bungie has said nothing. Nothing as of yet. At this point, I would at least put out "we're investigating" tweet today, but this is yet another thing they're going to have to explain in terms of how this happened regarding this contest mode raid clear or contest mode raid, as they're already looking into bugged enemy health and deltas. But we may know how this happened, at least to a certain extent. In its latest round of mass layoffs at Bungie, one of the teams affected heavily was player security, which, as you might be able to guess, are the ones who work toward catching and preventing cheaters like this. Not to say that division doesn't exist at all, but if you're wondering why this is happening at this moment, it certainly seems to fall in with the timing. Yeah, no, dude, just shit take. And this needs to be fixed ASAP, and then we're gonna look at the community outrage, and then this needs to be fixed ASAP. This is from Trudge. Check his channel out.
The turntables. Contest mode weekend is well underway for the Desert Perpetual raid in Destiny 2 and the famous world's first title claimed by Team Nuts. Ironic given the initials of the raid. Raid weekend is usually the best of times, yet despite all of this, the community is mad about the contest mode. The raid is non-linear, with multiple bosses to tackle before the final boss, yet teams are struggling big time to even dent the health bars of them, with this being a true test of the highest 1% of the 1% of Guardians.
And that's why why people are so pissed off at why they allowed the cheaters to fucking do this. Pay attention, all right?
Big time to even dent the health bars of them, with this being a true test of the highest 1% of the 1% of Guardians.
We're talking about Math Class, Elysium. Yes, I'm giving Salty Greppo his dude. They as much as people hate Salt, even I have choice words for him. I hate his elitist attitude, which is why a lot of the fucking nerfs exist. We're talking about fucking Redeem, fucking Team Nuts, fucking all the players, ATP. These teams are amongst the elite of the raiding clans. It's why this raid was so fucking hard is because Salvation's Edge, people are like, oh, that was too easy. We need a harder raid. Bungie was like, all right, bet. Right.
DPS checks, boss HP bars tripled, and damage numbers from the most perfect of weapons and hot swap rotations not even scratching them. The numbers have even been tested, indicating that this contest mode could be the hardest yet if I remember correctly, players last week were up in arms and borderline crying that normal mode would be enabled once the world's first had been claimed, but are now retreating to the safety of it. Make your minds up, you either want that tough elitist day one challenge or you want your contest mode emblems spoon fed.
And I mean, he makes a good point. I welcome contest mode challenges, like the challenging nature of contest mode. I don't want an easy route to it, but I don't want it to feel like it's absolutely impossible. I love raiding in Destiny. I've done a couple, contest mode in day ones. Have I cleared it? Only one. And it took me almost 2 full days to get it because of how buggy Root of Nightmares was. People are like, oh, that's not a real contest. It's like, the emblem says otherwise. Shut up. My thing is, this, I didn't partake in this raid on day one, mainly in part because my team wasn't having the notion to do it. And I respect them for it. Like, I get it. I was a little upset. No, I wasn't about to, put out an LF2 wanting to do contests. No, fuck that. I'd rather go with people I know or try to get, a clear later on, which I did. And, it was a good time. It was actually a really solid LF2 team. Shout out to those guys for getting in my, for helping me get my first clear. Took a little over 3 hours because the first time I did the raid, and the gentleman, Jaspy, phenomenal teacher, extremely patient, made sure, ensured, whether or not we had questions, and just, I couldn't be any more pleased with how well that went. Queso Sauce, do check him out. This needs to be fixed ASAP.
Look, I don't know if it's because people are entitled to get everything that they want just because they bought a $40 DLC, but to the people that cheated during the day one raid last weekend, I really hope you guys get what's coming to you. And personally, I am glad that Bungie is taking action on this and sifting through all of the contest clears and making sure that the people that did it fairly get rewarded while the people that cheated get reprimanded for it. But Bungie, I think this is about a good time as any to sit down and just say, our anti-cheat is not working. And we need to find a solution fast because we have an epic raid launching later in Edge of Fate and we have a dungeon launching in Renegades, and we want the people that try their butts off to get rewarded for it.
And I agree. I 100% agree. Like, ban the entire teams. Sorry, not just the cheaters, but the teams in total. Just get rid of them. Or give them a permanent emblem with the little clown face. Now, within that, I'm not pleased with the makeup of how Edge of Fate has been. Yes, I understand that the numbers are where they are due to it being a new DLC and everything else. But the way that the leveling system is, it is ass, bro. I mean, ass. If I go and make it a very hard version of a solo op, I want to be rewarded as such, not just what my freaking guardian, my character, my hunter is at level 294 right now. No, 229. Sorry, at 229. If I put all the modifiers to make it as hard as possible without it being, impossible, where I'm getting immune numbers, I should be rewarded as such, not +4 or 5 on the fucking rewards. Nobody wants to do that shit. Nobody. Like, if I set everything the way it is going to be, I'm at 229 right now, right? The rewards are going to be 234. That's +5. And it's only one piece of fucking armor. The weapon's going to drop at 230, 231. The armor is going to drop at 234. How do I know? I've done these activities before multiple times, and it's the same fucking one. Bungie, get your head out of your fucking ass. And whenever it comes to the pinnacles and all the other stuff, motherfucker, make us get through, like, make it to where the rewards match what we get. Especially for farming for a specific stat. Don't have a drop for the other 5. Have a drop for that specific one. Y'all can code it as such. Fuck's sake, man. So right now, like, the only reason why I'm playing Destiny 2 is to complete the seals, get the rewards, and add to my collection. That's really the only reason. Holy shit. I think that's the most I've ever ranted on a topic of gaming. Oh, last topic. Ghost Recon Project over. From what the reports are showing, it's and what I've been reading, it's going back to its OG first-person roots, not this third person. And I love the third person. Don't get me wrong, but I love the first person even more. I missed it because you actually had to be careful around in that corner. You can just post up, rotate the camera, and be like, "Oh, there's the guy. I'm just gonna sneak around this." Or no, you had to ease around that corner, and then swing on him. It wasn't as easy as it is now. Hell, that's how I got good at sniping. So I welcome the change. I welcome the challenge with it on the first person, man. I welcome it. I can't wait. Okay. Moving on to streamers, streaming platforms, and creators. We are going to address the Dr. Lupo cheating situation first. The whole reason why I'm mentioning this, I still respect what he's done in this industry. I still respect what he's done for St. Jude, the millions that he's raised, and I respect the ever-living hell out of him for owning up to a mistake he didn't even do. If you've ever been by his channel while he's playing Tarkov, Destiny 2, Among Us, any fucking game, he looks left. Why? Because his chat's right there. His chat's on the left. But chess.com, who is running a $100,000 test tournament, got some report that he cheated because he beat Wolfie. I'm sorry, bitch. How about you investigate Hakira and some of these other motherfucking elitist ones, how they can run a script before their opponents even made a move. But whenever they go face to face and they don't have somebody behind their opponent, they're not as good. Because they only compete in a digital area where they can get away with shit like that, where they can run another program on another PC. Not even being, detected. But the thing I don't get is how they will punish Lupo and not investigate their top performers. I don't get it. But, I'm at a loss for words on that one, man. And people are like, oh, well, you're backing the boy up. You're backing the boy Lupo. Hey, listen. If they want to accuse him of cheating, go ahead. But they don't know that man well enough to have a fucking valid opinion about him. Same thing with anybody who comes at me, Cross. Unless you actually know me for who I am, you don't know shit about me. Simple. Now, Pirate Software. People are still dragging his name through the mud of what happened in Hardcore World. I've seen the videos. I've seen the streams. You do not push without your healers. Ever. That is in any MOBA game. That is in any team-based objective game where you have a healer. That is in any MMORPG game where you're playing as a party or you're in a raid. If you, as a tank and a DPS and a ranger, are pushing without a fucking healer, that's on you. That is on you, not the healer. The healer can only do so much. And the whole reason why people are like, oh, well, his take on game, it's just his opinion. Just like everything I'm saying is my fucking opinion. You're not going to change it. You will not, nor will ever change my opinion on something. Ever. And if you try, good luck. All right, we're going to dive into this situation because it is absolute bullshit. Before I call out people you're not supposed to even mention. Iron Mouse v Shoujo controversy explained. Twitch star and VTuber Iron Mouse, who is the largest VTuber in the world, mind you, has announced that she is parting ways with V Shoujo, a VTuber talent agency, which was founded in 2020. In a video shared to YouTube, Iron Mouse alleges that she was misled over finances by I'm just going to say V Shoujo, and that the charity Immune Deficiency Foundation is also owed, and I'm almost 100% certain on this, $500,000. Why it matters. Iron Mouse, who is public facing as an anime virtual avatar or VTuber, is one of the more well-known VTube stars in the world. The Puerto Rican Twitch star has over 1.3 million subscribers to YouTube and 2.3 million followers on Twitch. In 2024, she became the most subbed Twitch streamer of all time before later being surpassed by Kai. She has also raised awareness for philanthropy for immune disorders. She herself has common variable CVID, immunodeficiency. VTubers are virtual YouTube content creators who use computer-generated avatars for videos or live streams. They're also known by the avatars rather than real identities. And on July 21st, Iron Mouse shared a video on YouTube titled "Why I Let V." I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. V Show as press time. That video has been viewed over 860,000 times. I'm pretty sure it's over 1 mil. V Show is an American talent agency based in San Francisco that is focused on promoting VTuber content for creators. Iron Mouse then says, I recently found out that for the past couple months, I've been misled by V Show. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which have not been paid, she alleges in the video. Iron Mouse continues and says that, most importantly, the things that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from them. An Immune Deficiency Foundation spokesperson told Newsweek over email our ongoing relationship with Iron Mouse is both long-standing and transparent. Each time she's hosted a fundraising activity, she has done so with care to ensure that contributions are handled responsibly. She has been steadfast in her genuine commitment to supporting our organization and our mission. It is very important for me to be honest with you, Iron Mouse says in the video, before adding, I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now I've been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedures to unfold, but one day I will be able to tell you the full story. Oh, if you think that didn't have a lasting effect, Agencies. I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to deceive the creators that sign with you, you are going to fucking regret it. This is why I will not ever sign with an agency or anybody amongst that or anything of that nature unless I have all the documentation and it's made easy to understand, easy to read, and the other party, because I'm going to agree with what I'm going to agree with. If the other party does not abide by their agreement, I will have a clause in there that I am owed monetary compensations up to triple the original amount. Because I refuse to be taken advantage of. Like I see a lot of others, like a lot of other creators get taken advantage of, and then they bounce from agency to agency to agency to, you know, all over the place. I will never put my brand, my community, or anybody that I am associated with in a position to ever be taken advantage of. Will never happen, and you can bet your ass on that. If it does, hell will look like a fairy tale whenever I'm done. Because if I'm her lawyer, I'm going after every single cent. Every fucking cent. All right, let's listen to what this asshole has to say. The 4 names you shouldn't say in the content creator space. All right, what's your opinion, Shroud?
2 names. 3? 4? There's like 4 names in the content creator space you don't say. You don't say Asmund. You don't say Hassan. You don't say Destiny. And you don't say... What's that guy's name? Ethan Clean or something?
Ethan Klein.
Whatever. Those are the 4 names you don't say.
All right, so with that piece of advice, hey, Asmongold and Hassan, shut the fuck up. Nut up. Have your little one-on-one. Asmongold, you're falling off as a goddamn gamer, dude. And, you know, you're doing good as a political commentator and everything else. But it's not your niche. Go back to fucking streaming games, bro. Go back to rage quitting on Armored Core 6, which, mind you, was fucking easy to beat. And just stop. Hassan, you arrogant piece of shit. Your only notoriety where you're at now was from Young Turks. Don't even think I don't pay attention, bitch. Your anti-Semitic views on Israel and everything else show that you are a domesticated and radical, man. And who am I to be speaking this? I'm a fucking Marine veteran, dude. I served to protect the rights of those to be able to speak out, man. And speaking of speaking out, Rogan, you fat bitch, don't you ever double down again and think no one's going to pay attention. Because I can guarantee you, you don't have the fucking wherewithal to even walk a mile in those female shoes to even serve any country. If you hate it here in America, there's the fucking door. Leave. Simple. I don't know Ethan. I have nothing negative to say. Tectone, don't know him that well. Haven't seen anything to where I have to, you know, chime in or anything. Destiny. Oh boy, mister. I'm gonna speak like this because it makes me look like a weirdo and everything else. No, talk normal, you fucking liberal idiot. Simple. And if y'all even dare to try to come after me for libel or anything else, just note that I have the First Amendment and everything else, blah, blah, blah. That's what anybody else would say. If you try to push a lawsuit, everything that's posted on the internet will back up the fucking counter. I'm going to tell you straightforward. I ain't scared of any of you. Any of you. Everybody else, oh, I'm not going to say the name because they're going to sue. Fuck you. Fucking try it. Try it. I fucking dare you. I said their names. Oh my God, I violated what Shroud the Almighty said. Motherfucker, you took a $35 million deal, or a $15 million deal from Microsoft. Got doubled because they voided the contract whenever a mixer shut down. Shut up. You're a bought and paid streamer. Simple. Same thing with Ninja. Bought and paid for, dude. You'll go running at the, the next mega contract that another platform thing goes in front of you. It happens with all the big ones. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'm loyal to this platform. Platform B. Hey, we'll offer you $55 million guaranteed if you come over. Bye. I've seen it time and time again. Y'all have no loyalty to any platform. Your only loyalty is to your pocketbook. And you say, fuck you to your actual viewers in your community that you built on the original platform that you started on. Now, moving back a little bit, let's talk about Hassan and his thing with Young Turks. He was let go. And then started doing his whole political broadcasting on Twitch. Not to mention having a known terrorist, which should have been an immediate shutdown of his channel, because that's a violation of TOS. He is also anti-Semitic, which is also a violation of TOS. Frogan actually had the ADL step in and get suspended for a month because of her degradation towards those who served in the military. I told you, challenge me on this. Now, Asman, I don't have anything where he's like saying any type of anti-Semitic remarks towards Israel or towards a group of people, but the other two that I mentioned, absolute two biggest pieces of shits that I've ever seen in this space. And I know racists on this platform that wouldn't even say half the shit that they say. Motherfucker, you do realize that people see this and the internet is forever. You can try to delete your VODs, you can try to delete your posts, but the dark web exists. People get your shit and they make it known for a reason. Everything that you say and post can easily be brought back up. It's not that fucking hard. Oh, and if you don't think that's an overstretch of bounds, a FOIA request is really easy to use, especially whenever you want to petition X to say, "Hey, I need the logs and I need the the post of what was deleted from this person." You can try to delete everything, dude. You're never going to be able to. The only way that you can is if you actually have a court order to that said entity, and it's up to that entity to honor the order or say, "Yeah, we'll work on it," and not really do it. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll do that. At the end of the day, it's up to them if they want to. Simple. But bro, I'm just gonna tell you this, once, dude. It's a Frogan. I'm gonna tell you this once, bitch. Don't ever disrespect the armed forces. We are not the group you want to fuck with. We put up with a lot from a lot of people in the civilian world. But you wishing that we had PTSD? Bitch, I wish you got moved out of the US. Not deported, but forced out. Go live in another country and try saying something about their government. I hear Iran might be a good area to start with. We'll see how long your views are validated. Go over to Afghanistan. Find somebody who's doing Sharia law. Try the same shit there. I don't bet you live. Because you want everybody to adjust to your standards and everything else, and you want people to respect what you say. In order for people to respect what you say, you have to have the respect of what you say. That's why when I speak and whenever I talk about stuff, people listen. And last point on Hassan before I move on. Hassan Abi. You might be tall, man. Might be a little bigger than me. But ain't no way in hell you can adapt quicker than I can. You can't. There's no fucking way on God's green earth you could ever hope to adapt to how I am, how I think, and how I and my way of life. You can't. And if you think you can, all right, motherfucker, go serve 1 year active duty in any fucking branch, and try that same bullshit that you do online. You wouldn't fucking last. You wouldn't. And then maybe you can actually understand with your bullshit narrative on how bullshit your narrative really is. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't support every politician that I vote for on all their policies. Did I vote for Trump? Yeah. Does that make me a Trumper? Fuck no. There's shit that I don't fucking agree with what he's doing. But there's a lot of stuff I agree with what he's doing. Like, perfect example. The border should have been shut down 40 years ago. Not 40. We wouldn't have had this situation. But yet, politicians are bought and paid for, right? I mean, it's pretty easy to see where the money comes from. Soros, Rockefellers, BlackRock. Oh shit, I said the big three. They're going to buy my house. No, seriously, like, if they do, you know what happened. And it's no wonder, like, oil and gas companies buy and everybody, like, they buy politicians in their fucking stance every single fucking time. Except for a few who are like, no, fuck you. Same context in the live streaming creator space. People are afraid to mention other people's names. Where you have that small little percentage, like me, that are like, I ain't afraid of you. On your channel, in person, in the replies, I ain't afraid of you. So, motherfucker, if you ever come across this VOD at this point, and you think you got the balls to go toe-to-toe with me, there's a reason. There's a solid reason why I do not go back to my old school roots on what I used to do. Because I would embarrass your ass on 4chan before all the child porn and embarrass your ass on Reddit. It's not hard, dude. And here's the thing. You care what people say about you. I don't. You care on what people's opinions are about you. I don't. Call me a vet that's unhinged, that's got PTSD. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's correct. I am a vet that has PTSD. I don't fucking care, dude. You know what my therapy is? Gun range, gaming, streaming, working out. Seriously. All right. A song calls out Osmond Go for his take about the Iron Dome and defending Israel. As I mentioned, he's a radical. This guy's based, by the way, basically defending Israel's right to defend itself. Chat, Israel is based, right? How is the Iron Dome supposed to stop October 7th? What a stupid argument.
Terrorists from Hamas, like on October 7th, came over and they raped and killed Israeli citizens.
Yeah. This guy's based, by the way.
On October 27, 2023, Hamas and several other Palestinian militant groups launched a coordinated armed incursion from the Gaza Strip into the Gaza envelope of southern Israel, the first large-scale invasion of Israeli territory since the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The attacks, launched on the Jewish holiday Simchat Torah, initiated the ongoing Gaza war. The attack began with a barrage of at least 4,300 rockets launched into Israel and vehicle transported and powered paraglider incursions into Israel. Hamas militants breached the Gaza-Israel barrier, attacking military bases and massacring civilians in 21 communities, including, I cannot pronounce that, Far Aza, Nir Oz, Nativ Hassara, and Alaman. According to Israel Defense Forces IDF report that revised the estimate on the number of attacks, 6,000 Gazans breached the border in 119 locations in Israel, including 38 from the elite Nakba forces and 2,200 civilians and other militants. Additionally, the IDF report estimate 1,000 Gazans fired rockets from the Gaza Strip, bringing in the total number of participants on Hamas side to 7,000. In total, 1,195 people were killed, 736 Israeli civilians, including 36 children, 79 foreign nationals, and 379 members of the security forces. 364 civilians were killed, and many more wounded while attending the music festival. At least 14 Israeli civilians were killed by the IDF's use of the Hannibal Directive. About 250 Israeli civilians and soldiers were taken as hostages to the Gaza Strip. Dozens of cases of rape and sexual assault reportedly occurred by Hamas officials. Yeah, of course you were going to deny it because you're the aggressor. But he's based, right?
Based. He's so based. He's basically defending Israel's right to defend itself, guys. Check.
I'm sorry, but no. This is what I was talking previously about Hassan. The dude will literally try to take somebody's argument, spin it, and be like, oh, he's based. No, the fuck he's not. He's actively saying Israel has a right to defend itself. If I open fire on your house and you have arms, you have a right to defend your fucking life and property. If you come at me in a hostile aggression, I'm going to defend myself. It's no different than a country being attacked by another country.
Chat. It's kind of based, right? Israel's kind of based still, right? Because they're killing Palestinian cockroaches, right? Based.
And then also because you have
Yeah. Remember October 7. That's what he's doing here, okay? Remember October 7. How is the Iron Dome supposed to fucking stop October 7, dumb fuck? What are you talking about? The Iron Dome was already working in operation during October 7. What a stupid fucking argument. The only way to prevent October 7 from happening is by allowing Palestinians to live with dignity and have their sovereignty, okay?
You cannot coexist with people who want to fucking kill you. You fucking can't, you idiot. You can't. That is like me going to live side by side with the fucking Taliban who want to chop my fucking head off. You cannot coexist with people who want to fucking kill you. You inept motherfucker. Fuck's sake, dude. The people in Palestine want to get rid of Israel by all means necessary. That is documented. They want to see Israel wiped off the map. And who are they being funded by? Oh, I don't know. The purveyor of terrorists, Iran. Oh, dude, I know it's Iran because you run with everything. You run from everything. That's why it's called Iran. Fuck, dude. Oh, here we go. All right, Rumble. Once I get the fucking phlegm out of my throat, I got some things to talk about. Can you stop with the fucking Rumble Studio? Can you? Can you just stop with the premium subscriptions and make it to where what? And make it to where it's it's available for everybody who hits the certain metrics? Because I would more than likely be in the Rumble Creator Program. But here's a couple things. This right here. And having a premium account are the two factors that I don't have. No, I'm not even going to comment. Like, seriously. It comes to the notion where you are limiting your creators. And I'm not joking when I say this. I could be at a peak fucking time. The only person on a very popular game base, let's say Call of Duty. Everybody coming in fine and everything else. Oh, where's your mod, your check mark? Oh, I don't have it because I don't have Rumble Studio. Oh, why don't you get it? Because I'm not about to use a website-based platform to try to funnel the live stream through. Not gonna happen. I would rather an open broadcast source like OBS, Streamlabs, or Stream Elements. Hell, even Meld. And push content out that way because I have more control over the item than the website. Because what happens if the website crashes? I'm fucked. Whereas this, there's certain variables and certain things that go into place where I will still stay alive and not have the stream just die. There's protections on an open source area. What Rumble still doesn't fucking understand, your Rumble Studio, I will not ever fucking use. There are other creators I know that stream to Rumble that will never fucking use it. I will not ever pay the $10 a month for the premium, for premium. I won't. Because that's a pay for viewership. That's a pay to win. No. Now, y'all want to talk to me? Send me an email. Because I got some choice words for your support system, too. There's a reason why I do not go and engage with people on Rumble. You don't have the alerts. You don't have site moderation. And if you say you do, bullshit. Your creator program is absolute bullshit. Because you're forcing us to either be a premium member and to use Rumble Studio, or we're fucked. And I'm sorry, but no. Your creator program sucks. Let's go requirements. Be wet. Here we go. I'll take my word for it. Opting in to participate in Rumble's creator program, you agree to be bound by the following terms and conditions. For the avoidance of doubt, these program terms apply in addition to the Rumble website terms and conditions, youth and agency agreement from church, which you agreed to when you created a Rumble account. You agree as follows. You, the creator, must meet all eligibility criteria established by Rumble to qualify for participation in the Rumble program, or in the program. Rumble may modify eligibility requirements at any time. Rumble may modify, postpone, or cancel the program at any time. Let's see. Rumble may disqualify or remove a creator from the program at any time if Rumble, in its sole discretion, suspects or is aware of fraud, or otherwise suspects or is aware of the creator's violation of the program terms or the platform terms. A program period shall begin on the first day of a month and end on the last day of that month, which is the period. Rumble may, in its sole discretion, all right, these are just your terms and conditions. This is not tell me the does not show, and I know I've seen it before. I know I've seen it before, but I can tell you straightforward, you will not ever, ever catch me using their creator program, or like not their program, their creator studio. I've taken a look at it. It is absolute ass. Like their studio, it just no. I'm not ever going to use that. And if that disqualifies me permanently, just nope. Simple. All right. Listen to what he has to say, and this is also furthering my point.
Hey, Chris. Here's my only suggestion for the new ad read thing. Rewrite them. Literally use AI to rewrite these. They're awful. Okay, and I don't know if you can do that for the other ones, like Trump's medicine or whatever. But for the ones for like the Rumble creator or like the Rumble premium ads, please rewrite that. It seems like it was written by Bill O'Reilly back in 1970. Have AI. These ads need to be more fun. They need to resonate more. They need to be appealing. This Rumble premium ad is not appealing whatsoever. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that. I actually don't have that big of an issue with the ad read thing because I'm only going to read the Rumble ads anyway, because I only have to do it 5 times a month. But please rewrite them.
See if I can send him a message. Nope. Someone's gonna write something up. Happy to look in there. The fact that the CEO is asking people to do, one of his executives' jobs is kind of scary.
For the love of everything that is holy, please, you have to find a way to include monthly subscribers to the people who can watch our premium content. You have to do it. It is absolutely morally repugnant that we ask people to sub to our channels. They sub to our channels and they don't get the opportunity to watch our premium content to my channel. Okay? Not everybody has $10 a month to spend. Some people have $5 a month, and they support that creator because they just support that guy or that girl.
Not everybody has $10 a month. But it continues.
Or that it. And when I have to look at that person and say, okay, I'm going premium now. I know you've been supporting my channel for 2 years, but sorry, buddy, this is about Rumble. That's fucked up. Now, if we're still getting 100% of our Rumble, if we're still getting 100% of our revenue from that, maybe you got to change that to 95, 95.5, 97.3, something very high on our end, and Rumble gets a tiny little percentage of it. But those people are included in that content. You have to make it happen because every month that goes by, I cringe out of my skin every time I do Rumble Premium, and I know some of my most ardent supporters are not getting to watch that stream. It's wrong. It's fucking wrong.
It's essentially pay-to-view or pay-per-view. And I'm sorry, but if I'm watching a streamer and they have it to where it's sub-only mode, and I'm not sub, I'm bouncing out. Now, if they do it multiple days in a row, and I'm not sub, I'll unfollow and I won't bother to go back by their channel ever again. Simple. But you see my my remark. This is why I haven't done the creative program. I refuse to partake in pay to view as well as the Rumble Studio when I already have OBS and am not redoing all my scenes and alerts. Make it where there's common ground for all. Very simple. And if any staff member, if anybody of Rumble's in, like, ever watching this, I'm not joking. Fucking reach out to me. I've been doing this for over 10 goddamn years. It's not fucking hard. You don't sit there and say, oh yeah, we have monetization aspects for everybody on Rumble. Oh, but you have to use our proprietary stuff in order to do so, and then you have to use you have to pay for a premium account and everything else. That's not for everybody. Motherfucker, I'm not going to sit there and spend $10 out of my fucking paycheck on top of everything else that I pay. Yes, I am sub to two fucking channels on Twitch. Sub to one channel on YouTube. Like, or I'm a member, I should say. I'm not going to pay $10 fucking for a premium account. I'm not. What, just my own opinion, my own perspective, what needs to happen with Rumble, all right? Fuck the Rumble Studio. That shit's ass. If we're producing content to Rumble and we hit the metrics, invite us to the creator program. Have it to where we can do one or two things. We can opt into where our compensation it'll be the variable of what we get. Excuse me, with subs and everything else. And then if you're not a member, $10 of what you get goes out of it. Or if you're not a premium member, 70-30 split. Then Rumble can offset the cost of that. Oh my God, I just solved your entire thing. Holy shit. It is not that fucking complex. All right. I laugh and cringe at the same time. With the creators that you're about to see whenever it comes to Battlefield. Just Nick Marks.
Wait. They're now becoming extinct here.
Hold.
If this is a BR, it is a BR.
Hold.
That a BR? That the fire rotates?
Here's why I laugh at this. Because everybody who's used to playing Warzone and fucking PUBG and all the and Apex, who was used to the circle coming through and everything else. Battlefield's is a little different. That fire hits you, you're done. I'm looking forward to it. The battle royale done properly. Life of an engineer in Battlefield.
I'm chilling, dude. This is the easiest game of my life. Like, actually easy. Oh my god, bro! Why is my timing so bad? I say easiest game of my life, and then that happens? Nah.
Because you didn't bother to look at your entire area. That's the problem with people who play a lot of different games in other stuff where there's no situational awareness around you. Sorry, dude. No. Tim. Tim. Yo, bro. I'm sorry.
No way this guy beats me. I'm locked in this time. I'm locked. If I'm not the first person in this helicopter chat, you owe me 150. Let's go, baby. Okay.
He's not even paying attention over here.
I did not fly. I'm not typically good at this, but I want to try. I swear to God on everything, I was not clip farming. I was trying. I swear to God. Dude, it's inverted. Did you make my fucking controls inverted?
It's not inverted. You're not paying attention. You can't fly it like Call of Duty, bro. You can't. There's just no way you can. Oh, but don't take it, from my perspective. Take it from somebody else who's a COD noob trying Battlefield 6 for the first time.
Never flown one. Oh my god. Oh my.
If you have difficulty flying, you can turn on assisted flight mode in settings.
God, oh my god, where am I going? Oh! Oh! God damn it.
Why is it so fucking hard to understand? You can't just fly like you do in COD. You can't. You fucking can't. All right. This pedo.
Layer Cake, thank you for the 314. Excited to see you throw down in the Battlefield beta. Just don't let me find you in game because I got an RPG at the ready. Oh yeah? I got one of those things you put on the ground, and if you drive by the vehicle, it'll fucking shoot up in the air and it'll drop right back down on your vehicle and explode you.
I can't wait to snipe your fucking head off in this game. And then tell you, you remember when you said you're the best sniper in any game? Bitch, I challenged you years ago. PC or console on Ghost Recon Wildlands. You tell me the class I cannot fucking run. And I will show you. You are not. I cannot fucking wait. I can't. All right. Obviously, we know platforms have issues with viewbotting and everything else. Listen to this. XQC reacts to Shroud's viewbotting take. You know it's bad when Shroud has radicalized ideas. The same as Train and I when we make jokes. That should be proof, right? I think viewbot companies should be expose since they're going to lose their clientele.
Bots on Twitch, dude.
But he talks really fast. Yo, X, if you could just slow down a little bit on your speech patterns, people would understand you a little better. Just listen.
You should start viewbotting, Matt.
Dude, actually, I've been thinking about suggesting viewbotting to a lot of people because they don't do anything about it.
To the chat, you know it's bad? You know it's bad? when Shroud has radicalized ideas, the same as Train and I, right? When we make jokes around like, oh yeah, you guys should view bot because they don't think. You know it's bad when Shroud is saying it. When Shroud is saying a radical thing about VBOT, you know it's bad. Like, how does that not prove by itself?
Streamers on this platform.
That should be proof
Some
by
of the
itself.
top 10 streamers on this platform just VBot. Just do it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah. How do you know I'm not doing it already?
Fair.
I mean, you're doing a terrible job, then.
Okay.
Oh. Dude, they did. What do you want?
I mean, low key, the people that run the ViewBot sites, since their ViewBots are now going to be defunct, I think that we know what they should do, chat. I'm gonna say how it is.
Think back.
The ViewBot company should expose them. Since they're going to lose their clientele, there's nothing to lose anymore, right? They should expose the people that have been paying them.
Yeah.
To go on certain channels and put some viewers.
No, I agree with them. Like 100%, dude. Yo, one of the rare things that I'll ever say is I agree with what XQC said. Expose the streamers who've been buying your fucking your product. And be like, oh, by the way, these are who's been viewbotting. I would love to see this industry get flipped upside down because of that.
I'm not saying that there should be a bounty for that, because that would be, like doxing or whatever. But like,
China.
Like, they should be rewarded for that.
I'm beyond curious as to who their biggest clientels are. Anyways, Devin Nash, speaking with the CEO of Kick, estimates that 70 to 80% of Kick's total viewing may be attributed to ViewBots. Who could have fucking called that out? Oh, I don't know. Stream charts, maybe? Eddie admits it's a large portion of their viewership data, but says 70 to 80% is too high. What the fuck? No, it's not. That's accurate. When you have 20 to 30% that are actual legitimate viewership, you need to take a step back, look at your data, and just look.
The viewbotting side of things is if anything potentially more contained here. And again, feel free to challenge.
Neon, Train, Fatality, unless he's in jail. Aiden, Asmon, any celebrity, any of your top 1% of streamers. Send them a message and tell them to disable their bot for 1 week. Then I want you to see what the real viewership is. Eddie, that is my challenge to you.
Me on that completely, and I will take it completely. But
so by percentage, if I were to say that 30, I can confidently say that 30 to 40% of Twitch's viewership is inauthentic in some way. I would put that number closer to 70, 80% on Kick. Straight up.
Right. Okay. No. Well, again, we've got.
You saw how he laughed, right? Because he knows he's been caught.
Understanding about what the numbers are, where the real numbers are. Again, it's a large proportion, but 70 to 80%.
Yeah.
I think you'll find is far too high. It's not as high as that. There's a lot of viewbots, that's for sure. But 70, 80%, again, if that's based on your analysis, I'll respect that. But I can, from our side, the big aspect is understanding what a real viewer is and what a non-authentic viewer is, and it's the view.
All right, a non-authentic viewer. A non-authentic viewer is somebody who will just sit in the channel and only have it to where it's at 1%, boosting up the number. And also, a non-authentic viewer is just somebody who will just spam emotes throughout the entire time because it's a script. They don't have any other messages except votes. That's it. That is a non-authentic viewer. That's why in my chat on Twitch, I have community lurker. That emote banned. Because it forces people to actually chat. They cannot use that emote. Now, if you're going to lurk, you type !lurk or you say lurking. That's it. You will never be able to see community lurker in my chat. As I have that emote text banned. Twitch CEO has provided an update regarding viewbotting discussions. It covers Twitch has 2 viewer count systems, one for ads, one for public count. Why they don't suspend users for viewbotting refutes Devin Nash's claims. Holy shit, I can barely see that. All right. We've seen a couple comments about how our systems detect inauthentic views that aren't accurate. God damn, I can't even. And that's not even allowing me to fucking... Hang on. Can I... Here we go. My God, dude. We've seen a couple comments about how our systems detect inauthentic views that aren't accurate, and so I wanted to clarify a few things. Well, at least you're acknowledging it. As I said in my original post, it is important to understand that technology, or that the technology that we use to detect invalid traffic for ads is separate from what we use for computing ACCV. Viewbots are just one form of invalid traffic. Advertisers are not charged for invalid impressions, and creators do not get paid out for any of these impressions. Now, you may ask, why are there 2 systems? The reason for that, or the reason is that it is harder to detect viewbots in real time. There are a number of different signals that we can use after the fact to detect invalid traffic for advertising that are harder for us to use for real-time detection. As we filter out bots in real time, we need to be sure that we are not filtering out real viewers. In fact, the viewbot detection tool that we just rolled out went through a lot of edits. In an earlier version, as we dug deeper, we found that the tool was being overly aggressive and not counting valid traffic from various sources. So we worked to narrow the scope of the change, as we have said. We are rolling out the update gradually right now so that we can monitor it and make sure there are not any issues or mistakes. The second point I want to make is around enforcement actions. Taking enforcement action against viewbots is complicated, as it can be difficult to conclusively determine if an individual streamer is responsible for the viewbots on their channel. Now, I do expect that most of the viewbotting that we see on channels is being driven by the channel owner. However, if we suspend someone for viewbotting, then the easiest way to attack someone on Twitch and get them suspended would send viewbots their way. What can we do with a lot more precision is identify the viewbots themselves. That is why we worked hard to detect and remove from Twitch. I mean, he gives a solid analysis on everything. However, this gentleman is Italian. He sat down with DJ Clancy in October 2023 and told him Twitch was on the verge of a completely avoidable sundering of ad spend on the platform if they swiftly, decisively, and aggressively crack down on egregious embedding and botting. People told me to stay in my lane and worry about myself. They didn't realize that while I was looking out for the industry as a whole, it was also to protect me. We're approaching that cliff, and he hasn't been wrong about this in a long, ever. The recent change isn't enough. Any changes in the last years haven't been enough. Allowing Ray J to openly admit botting without harsh repercussion was an exercise in apathy. Sir, DJ Clancy, you are an awful captain, and you're dooming this ship, everyone on it, and the industry surrounding it. The ripples will be felt on YouTube, Kick, and everywhere live gaming content is produced. I said, where'd it go? I've been following you calling at Twitch out for the embeds for years. I'm with you on wanting to be wrong, but it's just that the proof is there. Oh, too much. Twitch CEO Dan Clancy claims that small streamers are the worst offenders when it comes to viewbotting.
I want want to forget this question, but do a lot of people view bot on Twitch? And
there are people. Yes, there are constant. That's a constant battle.
Really,
absolutely. Because they're third parties that do
Yeah.
it, and especially when you get to ads, they try to view bot for ads. They view bot for all sorts of things.
Really?
So yes.
What's the highest? And you don't have to name who it is or what.
No,
the
it's
creator
not
is.
always. The interesting thing is the view botting isn't always like this one, like the streamer is complicit even always, like, sometimes. But so yeah, there isn't one big one. Like most of the view botting and most of the fraud is not on a big streamer. It's on a small streamer, but thousands of them.
Really?
Yeah, because if they can create 1,000 bogus accounts, and then they create view bots, then they can create bogus, bogus revenue.
What was like the largest amount of viewers?
Oh,
that
I
you
don't
guys
know.
caught in a
I have
view
no
bot?
idea.
Like
I have no idea.
5 to 10K?
I have literally no idea.
Okay.
I personally would like to sit down and ask how many of your top 1% of partners have you bought. We like it's very simple to see who view bots, who has embeds, and everything else. All you have to do, right click and inspect element. This right here, depending on where you can see it, search for embed. You go to any channel, you click inspect element, and you search for the word embed. EMBED. And then you'll find out where it's embedded. Now, here's a very, very nice little trick that a lot of people do. They will go to adult sites, to their main page, and they will embed on them. I've personally seen this with a couple people that I have on my block and banned list. They will go to YouTube's main, do the same thing. Facebook, Google, Amazon. They will go to the largest search engines or anything and embed on it. And it doesn't matter what it is. Embedding is a plague that needs to be addressed on all platforms. Do I do it? Fuck no. I want everything to be authentic. All right. Here are my thoughts on Hulk Hogan. As a performer, an actor, talent in WWE, talent in wrestling. Actor and performer, good. No issues with him whatsoever. As a performer, kinda. He just refused to sell on a lot of stuff and refused to work with people. But as a human being, fucking racist piece of shit and a greedy individual. The only reason why he did make a wish or he would show up to signings is for the money. If you're going to grant wishes to kids that want to meet you, you do not ever do that shit for the money. Because those kids are dying. He refused to work a lot of shows with people that were different to him, that weren't in anything of it for the longest time, until they forced him to. And there's documentations of that. There's video documents and episodes and stuff where it's shown. Like I said, an in-ring performer, an actor, cool, no issues. As a human being, if like, oh, you giving me Hulk Hogan, pass. Huh? I just no. Pass. Did not care for him as a person. Now, his family, my prayers go out to him, my heart goes out to him, but as him, no. I have no empathy or sympathy to him. Sorry. Don't care. Oh, but you watched a lot. Yes, I did. I watched him in the ring, and I also watched his actions outside the ring. He would use his position to try to get his kids out of tickets and stuff. He would show up where the cops were doing their job and try to use his influence and his position to get them out of tickets and out of trouble. I'm sorry, but if I'm a cop and I'm a police officer on that scene and you show up, I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be the president of the United States and you show up like, "Hi, my son's here. I think he got a little bit of trouble. How about we just let this all go away? Everything is." I'm like, "Sir, I understand who you are. I need you to step back." "But give me all of it." "I understand who you are. You're not above the law. I need you to step back." "All right, bye." Okay, here, you can have it after I'm done with your son. I do not care who you are. I have personally told congressional members who have the intersection blocked off for their escorts, like, I don't care. You work for me. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm busy. I have an appointment to get to. I do not care. You work for me. I do not work for you. But when it comes to this guy, no. All right. This was too funny to pass up. And then whenever we get through here, it is a lot of politics.
Don't call my fucking 6-year-old son a fucking liar? The fuck is you talking about, dog?
Nah, you right.
Y'all on some nut ass shit, man. Get my shit, dog.
I see where he get it from.
Man,
You
get my shit,
on some
dog.
real shit. I smack you.
Get the fuck out of here, pussy. I dare you to do something. I'll beat you the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, I know y'all going to smack shit up, dog.
Listen, Stan, just clock out, man. Just clock out.
Get out of here. I dare you to do something. I'll beat you the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
Smack you. Smack you. Smack you.
Don't get in his face. You're an idiot for bending down right there. And as the father, I would have swung over. I would be like, nah, back up. Get away from my kid. He is in the right, and he's pissed off because they are questioning his son's integrity. I'm the same way. If anybody's questioning my kid's integrity, we have an issue. I don't care who you are. Woo-wee! Fuck! Why is Congress stupid?
Whoa, whoa, look at this. How come nobody's talking about this? Why not? This is huge. Can you imagine if this happens? New legislation proposes to take Wall Street out of the housing market. You know what that means? They're talking about hedge funds. Yeah, they're talking about hedge funds not being able to own single family homes. Yeah, if this bill actually goes through, you know what it means? It means that over the next 10 years, all these big hedge funds have to get rid of all their single family houses. That's right, the hedge funds have to let them go over the next 10 years and can't own them anymore. What do you think that would do for real estate prices? What do you think that would do for people looking to buy a home? That could change the entire landscape. Let's see if this goes through. I'm going to be following this really close. Remember to like and follow.
Yeah, about the hedge funds. All you have to do is go where there's a newer community, and if it's all instantly bought, one corporation bought it. And then they will sell those well above the market level. How do I know this? I used to sell real estate. I used to be a realtor. And I've gone toe-to-toe with a couple of those corporations. And I've told them, if you try to go through with this, I will see to it that the BBC and also the state investigate, because what you're doing is an illegal practice. And they would try to have, oh, well, we have a corporate realtor. No, you don't. Because if you had a corporate realtor, you would have them present. Sorry, you do not have a commercial business license or a commercial realtor license. You don't. And I told him, what's your What's your CRL? Your commercial real estate license. Are you registered with HAR? Are you registered with TAR? Are you registered with NAR? That is Houston Association of Realtors, Texas Association of Realtors, and the National Association of Realtors. Exactly. Please back out of the cell. What it would do with the real estate prices is it would bring them to an affordable stance, and the interest rates as well for the mortgages would come down. All right. Democrats are freaking the fuck out about this, and for good reason. You can see the astronomical amount of changes from previous maps to now. Like, yeah. And then in the wake of this jackass.
For us to make clear to the people of Texas.
And I do apologize, but the way that this was recorded and posted, it only comes out of the left side.
That this effort to undermine their ability for a free and fair election to occur is going to hurt their quality of life.
No, the free and fair elections will not hurt the quality of life. What that restructuring of the district map does is it makes it to where there are more fair elections, because I have been I'm a Texan native. I reside in the state. I have seen it time and time again that every time there is a district election, a fucking congressional election every 2 years, certain areas go in favor of the Democrats because they don't have an opponent.
Democrats.
His area is one of them. That's Al Green. I've talked with Al Green before. There are things that I don't agree with him on, and there's certain words that he used in the past that he 100% apologized for later in the future whenever I met him again. But I can tell you, whenever it comes to his community, kind of questionable.
Going to hurt their quality of life. Democrats, independents, and Republicans alike. This Texas gerrymander will hurt your quality of life, and our message to the people of Texas is you deserve better.
Yeah, we deserve somebody who's from New Jersey to not come over here and try to lecture us on our way of living. We deserve somebody who's a representative that's not from our state, that's not representing Texas, to stay the fuck out of Texas. You have no business trying to lecture us. I'm not going to go there. If I'm an elected official for Texas, I'm not going to go to your state and lecture y'all, oh, your gun laws are shit.
From your government, which should be focused on solving problems.
Oh, you mean like the shit that's at the border that the Biden administration tried suing the Texas National Guard on, or the government for? We are securing our fucking state. Sorry, fuck you.
Not simply following orders from Donald Trump, who knows he doesn't have a track record of accomplishment that he can sell to the voters.
Just take a look at what he's done within this year. Simple. Now, like I said, I'm not a Trumper. I just pay attention. And he's actually accomplished more than what the last administration did.
Term elections.
Senator Jeffries, the question is, are you urging Texas Democrats to break quorum that may...
I can't listen to somebody who's not a representative of this state to try to lecture Texans on what we should be doing. I'm sorry. No, go fuck yourself.
The only nuclear option that they...
My response is simple. First and foremost, we have to make clear to the people of Texas what's taking place. Because it's unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American. And as elected officials, we have that responsibility. That's not something we can just brush aside. There are 50 states in America. I'm here in Texas for a reason.
Why? Simple. Why are you in Texas? Get out of my state. I do not want you here. You are not a representative of this state. Get the fuck out. And if I'm not joking. If I ever see him in public, I'm like, why were you in Texas? Why were you trying to lecture us on our way of life? You have no business being here. I don't give a fuck on what you have to say. You have no business being in my state, in our state of Texas, trying to lecture us on our way of life. I'm not going to go to your state and your district and try to lecture you guys on how you live your life, especially with your failed policies.
Because these legislators are standing up. These members of Congress are standing up and communicating to the people of Texas what's occurring right now. In the middle
I would
of the
love
summer,
Al Green to contact
at a
me. He
special
has my
session.
number too.
And we will make clear that we're going to do everything possible to support the Texas legislators.
Oh, so you're going to interfere with our state elections? You're going to support the Texas legislators? No, you're only going to support your Democratic fellows. You're not going to give a shit about everybody else. And that's why we are tired of the bullshit that's been going on for the past 4 years. Because not with, Trump or Biden. I'm talking about here specifically in Texas. I personally think that the governor's doing a good job. The lieutenant governor has his head up his ass and doesn't want to deal with, the THC and CBD products that are actually helping veterans. Just wants to put a ban on it. By the way, Hakeem Jeffries is from New Jersey, and Dan Patrick is from Maryland. Jasmine Crockett is also from Maryland, Baltimore area from that. Why are they trying to change our way of life? I think if you're going to run for a seat in your state that you reside in, you should be born and raised from that state. Oh, wait. You see this? You see these two, right? See these two? Wait until we get to that one. Makes no fucking sense. All right. Continuing on.
Make a huge difference. This, in fact, could win or maintain control for the Republicans in the House of Representatives. What are you talking about? Well, Texas has 38 congressional districts. Look at those that Trump won last year by at least 10 percentage points. Under the current lines, it's 25. Under the proposed lines, it's 30. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 potential pickup opportunities for the Republican Party. They are playing hardball at this particular point. And right now, it seems to me that Democrats are actually playing close to the Little League Pee-wee.
So 5 seats. What would 5 seats in Texas do for Republicans in Congress overall?
You might think 5 seats is just 5 seats. But keep in mind this. Margin to spare for the House majority. In 2020, the Democrats had 4 seats. 2022, Republicans had 4 seats. This time around, 2 seats for Republicans out of the 2024 elections. 5 seats can make all the difference in the world, and that is why Republicans in Texas providing 5 pickup seat opportunities could, in fact, make the difference between Republicans losing control of the House of Representatives and maintaining control of the House of Representatives.
Pretty much, it's just a restriction to where Republicans can maintain control on what they have without having to lose it. And people are like, people are saying this right here. So Texas gerrymanders again. Y'all forget what happened in New York and California and other Democrat states as well. Sorry, but no. Y'all are in the wrong on this one. Big time. This bitch.
These people are just idiots. These people are just idiots. I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things.
Because we have the First Amendment. You as a representative that's sworn into your office, how the hell you got voted into your office beyond me. You're bound to uphold the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. The very first fucking amendment we have is freedom of speech. Now, with your track record and everything that you said, we know who you support. We know what you support. We know the ideologies that you support. And if you don't care for Americans, get the fuck out of your position, resign from anything and everything of your seat, and leave. If you think we're idiots, get the fuck out of where you're at. Another liberal woman saying waving the American flag is racist. No, just you saying stupid shit is idiotic.
And I see an American flag, I immediately look at that I'm like, that person's probably a bigot. That person's probably a homophobe. That person's probably a racist if they're just flying American flags out everywhere. And
all right. Take your pink-haired self, go over somewhere and try to say that shit too somewhere else, man. Oh, casual, I have no fucking clue, dude. Like, the thing is, I said this earlier, politicians are bought and fucking paid for. They are. They're bought and paid for by the oil companies. Very, very few representatives I have actually seen over the course of my lifetime have actually stood for actual real fucking values. Now, what they're lining up the pockets are. And what I think they should do, before I touch base back on this bit, what I think they should do what either who was it, Bill Engvall or fucking, I can't think of his goddamn name. Hang on. Can't think of his name. Jeff Foxworthy. Either one of them, I forget who said it. But what they should do is wear a jacket that has all their sponsors on it. That would really show where their interests lie. Whether it's, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Shell, Chevron, BP, all these oil products. You have one big-ass patch that says BlackRock. Oh, my God, he said BlackRock again. Motherfuckers, we know y'all own some of the politicians. Have another one that says George Soros, because we know you fucking fund some of the riots. Like, seriously, I hope people know y'all can fire your fucking representatives, right? If you think they're failing in their job, get with your county and you host a special election. They exist for a reason. I know it's a special election for your district, right? There we go. Vacancies, other circumstances. Like, it's like, oh, it's tricky. No, the fuck it's not. You can request a special election in every single state because that's framed in your state's constitution. Not U.S., state's constitution. Because every single state has its own framework of rights known as the state constitutions. Every single one of them. And yet people still vote, these stupid motherfuckers in their goddamn offices. Both Democrats, Republicans, whoever the fuck keeps voting Bernie Sanders, you need your fucking head checked. He's a socialist piece of shit. He's like, I think Americans need to do it. It's like, motherfucker, you own like 4 or 5 mansions. Shut the fuck up. Use one of them as a goddamn homeless shelter. Fuck's sake, dude. Back to this liberal-haired fuck. If you think it's racist, get the fuck out of this country. I have buried people under that flag. I have seen people lose limbs for that fucking flag. White, black, brown, fucking yellow. Yes, I'm speaking about Asian here. Fucking whether they were a fucking straight, homosexual, lesbian, did not fucking matter. We didn't give a shit on what the other person identified as when we rose our right hand and swore an oath to this country, especially to the fucking Constitution. We knew we were willing to die for that flag, willing to die for this country. And I'll tell you something else, bitch. Our oath has no expiration date. And if you don't like it here, there's this thing called a globe. Spin it, point to it, get a ticket, move your ass there. Oh, but speaking of shit going on in the globe, Israel's the bad guys, right? They're withholding aid, right? They're not distributing aid from the UN, right? Oh, really?
From Gaza, where I am surrounded by 600 trucks worth of aid that has been sitting in the sun, some of it for over a month. And yet it's Israel's fault that has happened. Now, the truth of the matter is this is sitting here because the United Nations have made it a point to leave it here. And only now are they trying to scramble with publicity by letting you believe that there's this famine that's gone so far out of hand because you continuously believe that everything falls on Israel.
No, what she said. The UN is scrambling because they wanted to, all the fucking publicity and everything else, right? Yeah, no. This is why I wish the U.S. would pull out of the United Nations. Because we've been funding them for the majority of everything. And it just, there's only so much that you can fund something before it just takes a toll.
Now, Israel didn't start this war. Israel did not go into civilian homes, rape, murder, burn civilians. And yet it's still Israel's fault that Gazans are starving when Israel has brought aid in and it's currently still waiting for the United Nations to bring it in to Gazans' hands. So again, I ask you, why is it that you are still sitting there, keffiyeh wearing Karen? Why are you still chanting, Piers Morgan, Christian Amanpour, that it's currently Israel's fault still to this day? I don't see you standing here witnessing the actual truth of what's going on, but yet you will sit there and continuously peddle a lie that has put more lives at danger than you even understand.
Guys, I agree, dude. It's a fucking giant money laundering operation. Like, yeah, no. Now, with this topic, bro, the fucking United Nations has no leg to stand on. As small as it is, even their third leg, it can't support them. I'm sorry, but no. There's just nothing that they can do to save face on here. But yet it's Israel's fault that they haven't distributed aid over in an area where they had people from that area come over into their homeland, fucking rape, burn, injure, and kill their own civilians, their own people. But it's their fault, right? It's their fucking fault. That's like me saying, oh, it's my fault for allowing you to break in and kill everybody over here. No.
Their famine, of which you have started, you have produced, you have photographed, was very clearly choreographed, orchestrated to lie to the world. But here we are. Why is the aid here? Answer me.
Be careful with what you say on the internet because sometimes it does come back to hit you. All you have to do is follow the fucking money. It's not hard, dude. It's never hard. You just follow the money and where that top person spender is. Get your answers. Moving on. The fact it took this fucking long.
Brands are making changes to their products as the Trump administration pushes to make America healthy again. So take a look. We start with General Mills. They're removing artificial food dyes from U.S. cereals and the foods that they send to our schools, K through 12 schools. That's going to happen by next summer. This is going to happen by the end of 2027. They're removing all artificial dyes completely by the end, like I said, it's 2027. They make Trick cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cheerios, Rice Chex, the things that are probably in your pantry. Also, Kraft and Heinz, they're saying goodbye to the artificial dyes by the end of 2027. Includes Jell-O, Capri Suns, Kool-Aid, and Crystal Light. Then the In-N-Out Burger, they removed artificial dyes from strawberry shakes and pink lemonade.
For all you fanboys and fangirls of In-N-Out, artificial dyes from shakes and pink lemonade. Using beef juice and turmeric instead. Oh, beet, not beef. But, you know, In-N-Out's so much better, right?
And they replaced it with the beet juice and turmeric instead. Their focus is on the red 40 and the yellow 5. Also, the high fructose corn syrup, they're replacing that with natural sugar. Then let's take Steak and Shake. Instead, they're using the beef tallow fat. We've heard RFK Jr. talk a lot about this. Instead,
and yes, beef tallow is a lot healthier than, you know, some of the vegetable oils and other shit as well.
Of the vegetable oils to make their French fries, their onion rings, and their chicken tenders, and the tallow fat.
And in certain areas, I'm pretty sure there was either a heavy tax or a law against being able to use it. I could be mistaken on that one.
It's still unsaturated, but it is a lot healthier than the heavily processed seed oils. Then all the spices in your cabinets. McCormick, many of those in my cabinet are made by this brand. Working to remove artificial food dyes and sodiums. Their focus is on the red dye number 3, which has been linked to cancer concerns. And
it took them this long to do it? It took them decades to do it? Enter one guy with a plan. One singular dude. To make change. And it goes. All right.
Talk about those interest rates. Right now, they're about 4.2%. President Trump wants it down to 1%. Even the dovish economic hawks say that's too low, 2.5. You shouldn't go lower than 2.5. Where is the president coming up with this 1% number?
Well, I think what he's really talking about is lowering the rates. I mean, as you know, one of the biggest costs we all have, the biggest investment we make is in our home.
Yep.
And when you have interest rates at 7% when you're trading a 30-year mortgage, that really hurts folks. And that's about $1,000 more per month for an average home in my district. That's a big deal, $12,000 a year. And he's trying to say, in America, you did the wrong thing during the Biden years. You kept it low artificially, and what could happen? Big inflation. Now we got to correct it because there is not inflation today. The tariffs are not inflating the costs. They're actually static right now. Our stock market's at record numbers. The thing that can really make this economy take off, two things. One is the big, beautiful bill cuts taxes. That's going to stimulate the economy. The second thing we can do is lower interest rates because that's going to help every homeowner, and it's going to stimulate that housing market in a positive way.
Well,
and it will, because when you have lower interest on mortgage and on loans, people want to buy houses more. When you have higher rates, nobody wants to buy a fucking house. That's whenever they go into renting. And then the landlord can fluctuate the rent however they please. Again, how do I know? I used to be a realtor. I used to sell real estate. This house, I actually fucking closed on. It comes to the point where people need to stop, take a look, like, where are we going wrong with things? Where did we go wrong with things? And with what Trump said, yes, he is 100% correct. He did it wrong, and now we got to make up. If you want a fucking show, just watch just go watch anybody that this man Josh Hawley. he questions.
An opportunity here today to do something that the public has wanted us to do for decades, and that is to ban members of Congress from profiting on information that, frankly, only members of Congress have in the buying and selling of stock. 86% of Americans say that members of Congress should not be able to buy and sell shares of stock, individual stock, while they are members of this body. And they are absolutely correct. And the reason is, you can see it, there was just another ethics referral in the House last week. We've seen the former Speaker of the House make millions of dollars in profits. We've seen members of both parties, I'm sad to say, be investigated for their stock trades. And the reason for all of this is that, quite frankly, members of this body are privy to information that the normal person just is not. Now,
and they are, and they have been for years and years. And to those who doubt me, I want you to do me two things. Do me a favor for two things. I want you to Google the average cost, or not cost, the average salary of the House, the Speaker of the House, and then Google the net worth of Nancy Pelosi. The average salary of the Speaker of the House, and then Google the net worth of Nancy Pelosi.
Now, is that insider trading? It is not under the laws. Sometimes people say, well, we already have insider trading laws. We don't need a stock ban. Well, the information that members of Congress are privy to is technically not covered by the insider trading laws, but nobody really believes that the information that we get isn't valuable. It is quite valuable, which is why back during COVID, you saw members of Congress of both parties engage in a flurry of stock trading right after they were getting COVID briefings. Were members of the public getting those briefings? They were not. Were members of the public privy to the kind of information that was being given to members of Congress? No.
I'll be honest, I own a little bit of stock. I would have loved that information because I would have been able to sell and get, a couple $1,000s from mine.
No, they were not. And so when you look at what members of Congress are privy to, what they are able to trade on, the access that they have, it's just qualitatively different than your average Joe or Jane, which is why we ought to put into place common sense guardrails that say, if you want to be a member of Congress, you can put you want to save, great. You can buy mutual funds, you can buy broadly diversified investment vehicles. You should not be able to buy and trade individual stock shares in which, frankly, we have an interest in the work that we do. We have information that no other people get, no other members of the public have. This bill would finally redress that. It is in substance identical to the bill that the committee passed last year. And I believe it is a huge step forward in finally addressing this problem. I urge a yes vote.
And I'm hoping that gets passed into law because, yes, Congress does not need the information to buy and sell stock. They don't. They shouldn't even be doing that to begin with. Because that says they have a vested interest in something that they technically don't represent. That says, oh, hey, our interest is more with the stock market than our constituents. Marco Rubio's thing went viral, and if you were to go through all of this, I'm not even going to play in it because it's mind-numbing, the questions that he gets. It's entertaining as hell, though. All right, moving on. Black American council member calls out his colleague's nepotism. Hispanic council member loses it in response. Holy shit, does he?
The fact that his wife just got a new position. Yeah. Went from keyboarding clerk 1, making $35,000, got a new position with a $10,000 pay increase. Doesn't speak English.
Wow.
Bro,
Council President, or you stop him or I stop him. Or you stop him or I stop him. Why you have the need? If you don't stop him, I stop him. I don't have no problem. I respect my wife all the way. I stop him if I have to stop him. Why you have the need?
I stop him if I have to stop him.
Denigrate you, Council.
If you don't stop him, I stop him. It's not degrading. It's
all right. All right. Why you have a need?
It's not degrading.
But my brother, I'm not going personal on him.
I'm
not going personal on him.
I would have cut his mic.
Why he had to pull in my wife in his mouth?
Point of order. Point of order.
God damn, dude.
Why you don't get out of here? You are the bullshitter, brother.
Council members.
Listen, my brother, I'm not afraid. I'm holding my fucking gun for you and for this guy over here. All right?
I mean, he didn't mention the man's wife, but he didn't flip out on him until he mentioned that she doesn't speak English. Hold on. Let's listen to this.
Negate the fact that his wife just got a new position.
Yeah.
Went from keyboard and clerk 1, making $35,000, got a new position with a $10,000 pay increase. Doesn't speak English.
Wow.
The fact that he said doesn't speak English and then the dude loses it. Homie, you got your priorities fucking confused, because if somebody mentions my wife, I'm like, hey, can you yield for a second? Can you please not mention my wife in any retrospect whatsoever? I would appreciate that, because if you do, we're gonna have an issue. But he didn't lose his mind on whenever he mentioned his wife. Only lost it whenever he said doesn't speak English. I just know your priorities as a husband are misguided. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm very adamant in my beliefs. My wife's very adamant in her beliefs. We have 4 kids, and during COVID, all 4 of them had a hard time keeping the mask on. Well, we went to go get tested because we needed a test on things, or they needed a test on things, and the kids had a hard time keeping the mask on, and the guy kept telling them, "Can you please keep the mask on?" She tried telling them, well, they all have special needs, and it's very, very hard. The gentleman decided to get snippy with my wife. I didn't intervene until he decided to raise his voice at my wife. Like, yeah, he can fire back off and everything else. Soon as he rose his voice, I put the car in park, e-brake on, 4 ways on buckled, got out of my car, and said, you do not ever fucking yell at my wife or raise your voice. And if you got an issue, there's a cop right goddamn there. You might want to flag me, but he will not get here fast enough, because I will beat your ass within an inch of your life that he's going to have to shoot and kill me to stop. Now, sir, you have 2 options. You can either continue your bullshit, or you can apologize to my wife. Say what you want about me. I don't fucking care. You will not ever insult my wife in front of me. And he understood real quick. He's not dealing with some, regular old dude. He's dealing with somebody who's very, very protective of his wife's integrity and dignity. I don't care who you are. You disrespect my wife in front of me, hell and God cannot save you. That's why I say that dude's priorities are kind of mixed. Like, yeah, he's, kind of defended the honor of his wife, but it wasn't until after he said doesn't speak English. Like, bro, just not. All right.
President in 40 years to cut waste, fraud, and abuse. Democrats are jealous that he's doing things that they ran on and never did. That's what's making him crazy. Their dirty little playbook was to say they were going to do stuff, never do it, and then just keep running on it again and again and again, so they can be politicians for life and get rich insider trading and taking half the week off.
Kind of what
but Trump's
Mr. Holly
fixing
was
the
saying.
problems and finding their fraud. So the jig's up. And when they say the world's going to end, yeah, their world's ending. Their reality's over. And they never thought it would happen. So they're having a hard time coming to grips with reality. Clinical psychiatrists call this a psychotic break, when you sever yourself from reality and live in a different world that you've created in your own mind. These are the people we're dealing with.
Yeah, and it's true. I'm sorry to say it. Like, they've been, in their own little fantasy world for decades, and now are under the realization it's coming to an end. All right, imagine if a U.S. Navy SEAL Team 3 sniper testified to Congress that he saw evidence potentially of a second shooter in Butler, Pennsylvania. Imagine if a U.S. Army 82nd Airborne medic corroborated that testimony. Now imagine that both of these men are congressmen themselves testifying under oath to their peers. Now imagine every journalist you trust ignoring testimony entirely, like it didn't exist. Almost like Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, and Joe Rogan were up and covered up. Wouldn't that be really weird? I'm going to leave you with this one.
Utilizing going forward, particular witnesses you think that we should have, any thoughts you have about what and whom we should be bringing in to testify?
One of the videos that I've seen online is from a gentleman named John Colin, who talks about the possibility of a second shooter, and he shows a video, Miss Lee, where in this video he shows a bullet traveling down a path and the disruption that round supposedly makes, and then flies into one of the stadium fence railings. That shows that it would have been very, very difficult for that round to travel the path that it did had it come from Thomas Crooks. I think that you need to bring this gentleman in, see his evidence, and if you don't think it holds water, then you need to make that assessment. John Colin is somebody I think you guys should bring in here and look at the video evidence that he has of a bullet traveling in a trajectory, in a path that would not have been able to come from Thomas Crooks.
And I'd like to just echo this. The one thing that doesn't lie is bullet trajectory and also the coefficients that it carries. And I think that Eli and I had talked about this prior to the hearing, but also multiple times about John Cullen's video that does show, if you look at people who were injured and the actual line of sight and where it was to the stage, just kind of what the possibilities were and how many shots were truly taken.
The most parsimonious explanation for what you've got captured in this single video, we don't have to worry about aligning it or anything like that, is you've got 3 kinetic events in a straight line. That tells you had an object, but you definitely have the strong suggestion of a line that you could extrapolate from.
What you know about rolling down?
See where the impact is right here. Here's where the fan is. And if you take and turn it this way, it's on his left. It's kind of where, like, you see the individual get hit, right? And I have to mute this because of the audio. And that's where they're showing the impact from. But it's amazing how they were able to do so. Next one. Sever tried to save the chef's life, but it was too late.
News alert, we have new information tonight in the drowning death of Obama's personal chef, Tafari Campbell. The Massachusetts State Police responded to our FOIA request and released their report with some redactions. According to the report, Obama was on the scene shortly after Campbell went missing. Report also states an unmanned female staffer jumped into the water when Tafari fell off his board, but it was already too late. He disappeared. We also now know that Secret Service has surveillance footage of Campbell from Obama's compound moments before he entered the water.
I can't wait for that to be made known.
So we're going to see if we can get that, and we may have that for you. Again, we're very, very sorry for Tafari.
Yeah. Basically, he knew something, and they wanted it silent. Always when you know something. This is the most cringe thing I've ever seen anybody do.
I should be working right now.
Yes, you should.
I should be at the Capitol.
Yes, you should.
I should be in a suit.
No, you shouldn't.
Instead, Republicans sent us home because they would rather stand up for Donald Trump than release the Epstein files.
Aren't you the one who had a relationship with a Chinese spy?
And stand up for victims. We could be at Washington, D.C.
But yet, here's the thing. The files were, with Biden. Y'all didn't want to release anything. And y'all silenced those who would. Why should I ever care what the fuck you have to say?
lowering your healthcare costs, lowering your grocery costs, and restoring your rights.
And y'all haven't done that in the past 2 Democratic presidents. Why?
I should be working right now. Instead, I'm pumping iron at the gym.
And that is the most cringe fucking thing ever. I'm not even gonna play this. He's an angry little man. Just, I really wish Dollar Store Obama would just get his head out of his ass and realize no matter how much stonewalling, how much filibustering, how much yelling you do, no one's gonna take you serious. Hey, UK, this dude's a fucking moron. I'll wait for your cops.
That you may recognise a Palestinian state, you are getting backlash from all corners, from Benjamin Netanyahu, from former hostages, from now a group of top British lawyers who say it may break international law. What's your response to all of them?
Well, look, I mean, I particularly listened to the hostage Emily Dwari, who I have spoken to. I've met her mother a number of times, and they've been through the most awful.
You notice how he's trying to choose his words carefully because he's afraid of what people will do. Like I said, he's a fucking moron. That man has no business being in power whatsoever.
Experience for Emily and for her mother, and that's why I've been absolutely clear and steadfast that we must have the remaining hostages released. That's been our position throughout. And I absolutely understand the unimaginable horror that Emily went through. Alongside that, we do need to do everything we can to alleviate the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza, where we are seeing, children and babies starving for want of aid which could be delivered. And that is why I've said that unless things materially change on the ground, and we'll have to assess this in September, we will recognise Palestine before the United Nations General Assembly in September.
You're scared. You were fucking terrified. You were terrified of what they're going to do. And that interview, that question, that line, like that line of wording that he said, you could hear the fear in his voice. You're not a leader. You're a pundit. Basically everything up until this point.
Stuck in traffic. I'm remembering right now.
Stuck in traffic, but yet you're moving.
Wow. I'm wrong a lot.
No shit.
We don't like to say it. We don't like to admit it. We really don't like to correct it. But that is how you grow and you get to a better place. And it is such a precious commodity right now. I've been wrong.
At least he's owning up to it. I will give him that.
I've been wrong about political issues.
Who would have seen that?
I've been wrong about people.
Oh, no shit.
Been wrong about myself. I've been wrong about my responsibilities. I've been wrong about my opinions, my tastes, my choices. I've been wrong. And that's okay. Hopefully you learn. Hopefully when you're wrong, you get to a better place if you do the work, unless you stubbornly hold on. And that's where so much of us are stuck. It's not just being wrong, it's refusing to learn what's right. I've been wrong. Have you been wrong? If you say no, you're wrong.
I hate that, but he's absolutely correct on if you say no, you've been wrong. I have been wrong on very few things, and I love being wrong. I hate being right. But I will say this, I respect him for owning up what he's been wrong on. Like, this is where you have somebody who's so rooted in their core beliefs, actually respecting somebody outside of their beliefs. Like, I respect the shit out of him for saying that he's been wrong. And that is his personal TikTok.
Her own people on Fox thought she couldn't be trusted to be on TV, on their own network. And after the show was briefly taken off the air, Fox News producer Justin Wells described they took her off because she was crazy.
No, she took her off because she proved so many of their stars, like their guests, wrong. They took her off because she pointed out the facts, and Fox didn't like that.
Optics are bad, but she's crazy. Well, her own executive producer also described her as nuts. Are we going to put someone that even Fox, and I'm not a particular fan of Fox.
Because you hate the fact that they call your bullshit out.
But even Fox thought was crazy, nuts, couldn't be trusted on live television. We're going to trust her with the lives and liberty of people in the District of Columbia? I mean,
Shimmer implies the $200 million White House ballroom is government waste.
Here's even something more confounding. Some breaking news. Just now, the White House announced construction of a $200 million White House ballroom that will begin in September. A $200 million ballroom. Where'd this money come from? Did Congress appropriate it?
Caroline,
I don't think so.
leave it.
It's almost like Doge was never about waste at all.
President Trump and other donors have generously committed to donating the funds necessary to build this approximately $200 million structure.
Bro, don't you sit in meetings? Yet again, people who are wrong, not owning up to it, just continue believing the lie, that have TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Like, bro. It's stupid. All right, now I have an issue with. Where's it at? There we go. I have an issue with the next two. I'll play this one and then this one.
Same pointed questions. Trey.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Brennan, the same allergy to the truth that he has now. He is allergic to the truth. He lied in that part of his testimony, and he lied about whether or not the dossier was used in court filings. The statute's wrong, but to Leslie's point, handcuffs are not the only way we mete out accountability in this culture. There's shame, there's history. It's not just prison. There are other ways we mete out accountability, and the fact that somebody's not wearing handcuffs does not, to me, think that what they did is okay, because it wasn't.
Byron, last word on this. You guys are going to come back later in the show.
No, people need to be arrested and thrown in jail for the rest of their lives for them. There's just absolutely no other fucking way to go about it. Sorry, Mr. Gowdy. That take is incorrect. And what you are advocating for people who commit rape and heinous crimes is, oh, we'll just shame them in the public. Why would you allow them to be in the public and not be behind bars? It's seriously.
If you cared about the victims, you wouldn't drag these women who are in childbearing years now, some of them having children, back into the limelight, back into the same story to expose them again to this hideous outcome because these guys.
Because if you don't,
so you want to do that,
do it
you
to
are
somebody
hurting
else.
them.
They could be doing it to somebody else
they
right
don't
now.
want
as
you
we
to
sit here on
help them
TV.
anymore. They want them.
How do you know that? What are you basing
I know
that
with
on?
certainty they'd rather
You've
live out
spoken
their
to the
lives than
victims
keep
who
being
said
brought
they don't
back
want justice
talking
brought
about
forth.
Epstein. You really think they want that now?
You're
They're
speaking
done
on
with
behalf
it.
of women, saying that you've personally spoken to victims who said they do
I
not
have
want
spoken
justice
to
pursued.
no one. I'm just being
okay,
pragmatic.
So then that is an
You're
irresponsible
dragging out
statement.
women.
You have
who
no
would
idea what
don't
these
you
young
think
women
if
want.
it was you, you'd rather get on with your life? Aren't you
No,
done
if
with
it
this?
were me, I
You
would
wanna
want
keep-
justice pursued. If Here's
And the fact that he's saying what he's saying is appalling. And with, you know, I don't like CNN a whole lot, but with how they're cutting back at him, oh, fuck yeah, I agree with what they're doing.
Should be money? What do you want?
Here's who should get on with his life.
The truth is out. There's a prisoner and there's a dead guy. That's the truth. All right?
And that's
what
the
happened.
only truth that exists?
And that's the only truth that exists? Question mark? No. The truth is, there were some...
If any of you
vile
cared about the victims,
there were some vile things that happened to those victims, and justice needs to be served. Not just the fucking... Not just, you know, a dead guy. No, we need things to be brought out. We need arrests to be made. There are people in DC that are in connection with it. Do I know who they are? No. But I'm pretty sure whenever things finally get released, who knows when, there may be arrests or heads rolling. Who the fuck knows? Why do I have a notification? Okay. Good summary of what we at the FBI found and declassified for the first time ever. Open a new tab. Chairman Grassley authorizes. Why does that look? That looks like it's been altered. Report on matters related to intelligence activities and investigations arising out of the 2016 presidential campaigns. A lot of verbiage. All right. Use of disclosure of any portions of this report marked as FISA is subjected to the requirements of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act and may also be subjected to the June 25th, 2020 order of the this in docket number 16-1182, 17-52, 17-375, and 17-679. Introduction. This classified appendix from part of the report on matters related to the... Basically, what they found is, or what they declassified, I should say, is the Durham report. And here's part of it. Hillary Clinton approved Julia's idea about Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections. That should distract people from her own missing email, especially if the affair goes into the Olympic level. The point is making the Russian play a U.S. domestic issue. Something like, something like a critical infrastructure threat for the election to feel menace, since both POTUS and VPOTUS have acknowledged the fact that IC would speed up searching for evidence that is regrettably still unavailable. However, there seems to be signs GRU, penetrations, Cyrillic 2.0 VPN, Elite VPN, Felix Edmundovich. They appear hardly skilled and competent bumbling idiots, as somebody called them. In absence of direct evidence, CrowdStrike and Threat Connect will supply the media, and GRU will hopefully carry on to give more facts. Which is why a lot of us call the Russian Gate hoax a hoax. It was a hoax. And even if I show this to my father, he's like, "Oh, that's propaganda. Oh, it happened back then." No, you said it was deranged and that I was an idiot for saying it was a hoax. It's not. This is the smoking gun evidence inside Durham Annex. If it is authenticated by further investigation, it means that the liberal mega donor George Soros' team knew the whole Clinton plan for Russiagate hoax 4 days before the FBI opened up probe, and so did Obama, Brennan, and Comey. Per Kash Patel, We uncovered this annex along with thousands of other documents buried in a back room at the FBI. It revealed a highly classified piece of the Durham report, evidence that the Clinton campaign plotted to frame President Trump and fabricated the Russian collusion hoax. Hold.
And if you
All right, this guy, I agree with what he says, but there's one issue. I'll show at the end.
can you on this podium raise your hand if you live in Nashville? Exactly. Not one of you who sit on this dais today was elected by the people of Nashville or Tennessee. The person who did not bother to be at this meeting this morning is the governor, who's a member of this commission. The Speaker of the House is a member of this commission, chose not to show up. The Speaker of the Senate is a member of this commission, chose not to show up. But instead, we're here for a performance. Give a rubber stamp to a project that has already been decided. Just yesterday, I went across the street from the Capitol to go look at this parking lot. And the Boring Company, owned by Elon Musk, has already set up a fence around the perimeter and told me that I could not even go look at the property because it's already been given to them.
No. Here's a couple of issues. They put a fence around, they put a perimeter fence so you don't walk onto a construction site. It's what every construction company does.
What you are doing today is an insult to the people of our community, treating us like we're a colony where you get to dictate to our constituents what is in their best interests. You keep their representation out of meetings. I was blocked from trying to go see this announcement on Monday. You don't even consider the impact to the health and the safety of our community. And yet you want to rush through this project, which the governor has called the coolest project he's worked on, and lied to taxpayers and said there's no cost to them. Number one, we're giving away free state land to a private company owned by the richest man in the world.
He probably purchased that land. I'd rather have it be purchased by Elon Musk than China.
Number two, let's talk about the cost that's going to be bared by Nashvillians who are inevitably going to be impacted by the health and pollution impacts, as we've seen with Elon Musk companies in Texas when they try to build a similar.
Just like Kim Jeffries, keep fucking Texas out of your mouth, because the little thing about you that I'm going to bring up.
Nevada were fined because of repeated violations of health and safety and pollution standards. And let's talk about the cost that's going to go back to workers when they are injured. Elon Musk does not treat his workers with dignity or decency, does not care about their well-being. And finally, let's talk about the cost to Tennessee taxpayers who will be left to pay the bill when Elon Musk leaves us with a mess and does not finish his projects as he's so prone to do. And as so many other communities have stopped this project from coming, and you want to use our constituents as a guinea pig, rush this through. We found about this on the weekend. And then now we're here on Monday. You made an announcement already on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We're voting on this. I mean, I've never seen something happen so quickly. But when I want people to look before me, they see a captured government, a government owned by corporations, owned by the billionaires, and not in service to everyday people. Not government of, by, and for the people. But this is what government of, by, and for corporations. And we should vote no on this. It's shameful. And our people deserve better.
Thank you very much for your comment.
All right. Yeah, he's got a right to speak. He's a representative in Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee. However, from California. From fucking California. I said it earlier. If you're going to represent an area, be from there. Like, if I wanted to go and run for any position in, like, any representative seat in Texas, I could straight up tell them I've lived in Texas for the majority of my life, minus 9 years whenever I was in the Marine Corps. I have seen the downward spiral of what has happened in my state because of the lack of what both parties have been doing. Just go off of that. You know, it's like that. Now, this guy may have a lawsuit on, you know, because he's wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat.
I just want to make sure yeah, what's up? I'm Michael Weitzel. I'm being asked to leave by the police because of Donald Trump.
Hey, I'm a Donald Trumper, dude.
Yeah,
I'm a man. Yes, I am.
So I just want
all these cops you got to deal with them, but they don't do non-political here. They don't want any kind of.
They don't do non-political.
So those flags over there. Those are pre-approved. Those flags.
Oh, those are pre-approved.
Flags over there. Those aren't pre-approved. So my question to you guys is: are these rules equally enforced on everybody?
And here's my question to you.
And the only way I can do that is if I enforce it with you. Go out and handcuff. So I'm being threatened with arrest. What law am I breaking? What am I?
Well,
What,
we ask you to leave
You're
and you stay.
You're asking me to leave. Am I being evicted from the premises?
You're gonna
I'm
be
being evicted from the premises.
I'm sorry, but he has a right to wear that.
We're gonna walk up. I'm being evicted from the premises because of Donald Trump. Because we can't wear Donald Trump hats in public. And so now I'm being evicted from the premises. We need a big.
I'm telling you, dude, like if I'm wearing, I have a red hat. It does not say "Make America Great Again." It says USMC, and I've worn it out in public before, and people think that I'm wearing a MAGA hat, and I'm like, are you blind or stupid? Because if I go to any sporting event, like they don't want you here because of your hat, I'm like, I'm sorry. Tell them to come tell that to my face. And I'll just be like, go tell them to come tell that to my face. I will not move. Because I served to defend that right of freedom of speech. And the hat is classified as speech because of the lettering. It could say, fuck everyone around me. They could not do shit. So, in my opinion, I think the dude has a legitimate lawsuit. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, load this up. But that is the reason why I wanted to do this live, because it's 2.5 hours. I am streaming on 8 different freaking platforms. You catch me. The 3 main ones are on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. Marine Veteran X on Twitch, Marine06 on YouTube, and also on Rumble. Appreciate everybody who came on by, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Later.